Okay guys, welcome back to another episode here on the TimeShot server, episode 27 I think we're on now, and we're going to start work today on the item sorter for this baby. It's finally happening. It's been months in the making. I've been saying I should do it since the very first day I made this base, and we've finally got around to actually designing something that it's functional, it works. I built something that works using redstone, people. One thing I have noticed quickly, while I've been kind of just hobbling around here and on a creative world, is that a lot of mobs are getting like a landing on top of this this strip here. I'm not sure how to stop it because it never used to happen before. We need some ladders so we can actually get up onto our walls. Let's just grab a couple from here. There we go. So let's see, if we just place some ladders down here, we can just here. There we go. We can quickly hop up. A lot of them are landing on this strip here, and I'm not sure how to stop it or why they're even doing it really, because they never used to. So that's something we have to kind of figure out. But anyway, today is hopefully going to be a productive episode. I know the last two really, I edited one wrong. Apparently I uploaded just a 7-minute video. It was meant to be like a 13-minute or something like that, so I apologize for that. Is this a silk touch? Yeah, I don't want to waste any glass. Okay, so I realise now how much of a pain this is going to be building it in survival as opposed to creative, simply because of we are like 100 blocks up in the air. So I'm not too sure. I'm going to need like a water bucket or something just so I can at least place blocks. I need to go like a level below. What can we do here? You know what, actually, before we start the episode, I have like no cobblestone left at all, so I'm going to go mine a bunch of cobblestone because we're going to need a bunch of scaffolding to build this. And I'll set up some scaffolding off camera so you don't see me building it. So what I meant by mine a bunch of cobble is run over to Code's house and steal a bunch of his. Alright, so we've connected the two, well, we haven't connected, sorry. I mean, that's our first step, is to connect these two to the portal, this to the portal even, sorry. We've laid a bunch of scaffolding down here. Nothing too complicated. I'm kind of hoping, I couldn't remember where I built everything, so I'm kind of hoping these are in the right place. Doesn't really matter, it's only cobblestone and we're going to destroy it eventually anyway, so we can just move it around if it doesn't all match up perfectly. So the first step, like I said, is to connect the portal to the rest of the thing, and this will help as well because I nearly fall out every time I come back to my base. I nearly just like run off the edge. Now this is going to follow the same kind of pattern as the little extra bit over there that kind of pops out, so I'm hoping I can remember how to build this. Now, I'm not really going to be concerning myself with making this look good this episode. Sure, I'll maybe spend a little bit of time just kind of making everything look somewhat decent, but it's not really a priority. The priority for this episode is just getting everything functional. So there we go, there's a little platform there, we can at least, and this, then all our chests will be over here and on this side as well. I had two designs in mind. I had one where it was like all the chests were like in front of me here, and then you'd go around it to get to these two things, but I didn't really like the design and it didn't work out well. Like, I couldn't sort the items that way, I didn't have enough room. I'm not too sure what the numbers I need, so this might not be enough. I'm kind of hoping it's enough because I don't really have any other resources. I did a resource run quickly, got a bunch of iron ready for the hoppers, but even I'm not sure that's enough now. So let's quickly fill this up with chests. The chests start here, I think. I wanted to have more chests, but I couldn't do it because well, you'll see why later. It's the way that it sorts is using a water source. So the most water I could have was water flows for 8 blocks, which meant that I could only have 8 lines of chests, kind of thing. It's a bit complicated, but I'm sure once you kind of see it working, it'll be a bit better. So I'm going to get all the chests in place now and we'll see what that looks like. So there we have it. I've already fallen off this thing twice already because I keep forgetting you can't shift on chests. So I've fallen off twice. I really need to find a better way of getting up to here. It's so long, that ladder takes forever to climb. But anyway, we've got the chests in place now. You can kind of see like the general idea that I'm going for. I really like this kind of corridor feel that it gives. And then these will be the different items in here. It'll only be items from this thing. There's no like, this isn't like a general storage room. It's just literally just the mob drops. And I reckon we will actually get enough to kind of fill this thing eventually. So I'm trying to think of like what's the best order to build things in. I think it's better if we build the item sorter first, and then we can kind of go from there. So I'm going to quickly try and drop down onto here, and then we'll start placing the hoppers. It's going to be like a proper parkour thing at the moment. I'm only building this side at the moment, just so I can kind of get it all down, and then I'll build the other side off camera, because you don't need to see me build it twice. So there we go, we've got that set up. Now we can hop on top of that and place the rest. Now this is the actual item sorting bit. Oops, misplaced a hopper there. So what will happen is the items will flow in here, then like flow across and all the way down to here. And then this will be the ones that, so anything that I don't want to sort will go into here. So all the items I don't really need, they're going to go into there, like sticks, rotten flesh, and water bottles, stuff like that. I don't know. I'm still deciding if sugar, because sugar obviously is a nice resource to have. It's not, you don't really need it. So I'm wondering if I should replace the sugar. Oh, balls. No! Oh. Okay, in order to sort out these items, we are making, is it Impulse SV's design? I think it is Impulse SV's design for his item sorter. Oh, we've lost that one forever. And it basically means that there's no overflow or something special about it. I'm not really too sure. Okay, so what we do is we place a repeater going into that, a torch there, and we hop up on top. 2 redstone like that, and a comparator coming out like this. And then there will be, can I do this? Yes, one like this, and then another piece of redstone down there. So I'm going to get to work tiling this across, and I'll be back once it's done. Okay, now I would try and explain to you how this works, but I'm probably just going to confuse you more if I try and do it. But basically, it means that unless there's a certain number of items in this hopper here, then it cannot filter down or something like that. So that's how it works. It could basically be magic. We'll just call it magic for now, okay? So assuming I've set everything up right, we should now be able to place things in here and it won't go down. Yes, brilliant. So I'm using packed ice because you can't, to do this, you can't use a resource that will end up in the machine kind of thing, and hopefully packed ice will never end up in the machine. And then it's all we got to do after this is grab at least one of each item we want to sort. Actually, we're not sorting this bottom one, so it doesn't matter. So if I hop into, oops, missed it. Let's just break our way in quickly. If I run over here, let's see, we grab some gunpowder, might as well use a full stack, arrows, bones, we'll be sorting glowstone as well, we might as well have some of that. We'll be sorting sugar, for now anyway at least. Do we have any redstone in any of these? Oh, we don't have any redstone on us anymore. Well, we can get these in a minute, I guess. I'm not really seeing anything, so we'll get there in a minute. But then, what I can then do is climb back up here and simply start placing. So you can see it's starting to filter out. When that gets to 41, I think it is, it will stop filtering. We'll do arrows, then we'll do bones, then we'll do string. Then over here, let's see, we'll do glowstone, sugar, and then it'll be redstone, but I haven't got any on me at the moment. And then we'll just let everything else filter down. Oh, so I guess we don't need spider eyes. So if I go down to this bottom chest, there should now be something in it. 23 gunpowder, 23 arrows, a hopper in this one for some reason, 23 string. Obviously these ones here are not filtering down because, like I said, unless there is over 41 in here, like you can see this one here, there'll be 41 in it. Unless it's over 41, it won't actually filter through. So that is brilliant. We've got our item sort of set up relatively quickly as well. Now we've got to do the item elevator, and then like the water channels on top. But that's not really hard. So here we go. I've set up the temporary water channels. I don't actually have any water to place in them at the moment, and I've literally just fallen off, and I don't feel like going all the way down there to get some water at this present point in time. But basically what will happen is the items will pop up here from the droppers, They will then get carried all the way down this water stream. They will then, if I break through this here, they will then fly through this little gap here, hit this wall and fall down. And then they'll get dragged across here until they fall into their respective hopper. Yeah, that's basically it. It's important that you have like a little, when you're doing these, it's important you have something like this where they run down like that, because then they get caught on this edge here. Because if you see this one here is now landed in the hopper, that's not what you want. You want them to like land, you want them to like hit against that and then land on the edge like that, because that's the only way they'll move down. Otherwise they get caught in the hoppers like that and then they won't move. I found that out the hard way. So next up we're going to get the items actually up. Oops. Up to this level here. Actually, there's one last thing we've got to do. Because of the way the item elevator I've built works, we need a block of glass there instead of a hopper. And that's just an unfortunate thing. It doesn't really change anything the way it works or anything like that. It just means we've got to do a little bit of an extra workaround just to get it to work properly. So we are now underneath the landing platform. And the way that I've set this landing platform up is that in the middle, which is about here, the hoppers go two different ways. If I break these open, you should be able to see it. There you go. So these ones go this way and this one goes this way. So I split up the mob loot. So half of it goes this way and half of it goes this way. And then what will happen is this half will go into this side and this half will go into this side. I think it's a pretty ingenious solution, if I do say so myself. Okay, they should be meeting here. Yeah, they do. Okay. It's just that hopper's facing the wrong way at the moment. So what I've got to do is get it down so that it is at that level there. So we need... Hoppers are such a pain to place. We need a hopper there. And then we need to do some demolition here. And then what will happen then is this chain here will meet up until we get to... Where is it now? This block here, which is where our droppers will start, like that. And we need one more on there so we can actually place the hopper going into it. I mean, I think I've set this up right. Maybe it's not low enough. Maybe it needs to come down one more actually. Let me check. Okay, there we have our little hopper snake. Now you might be asking, Dave, why do you go across, then down, and then this way? Why don't you just, instead of going down, why don't you just like bring it across this way? And that would be a very good question, and that would certainly be the more efficient way of doing it, and it would also mean I didn't need that glass block there instead. However, I designed it this way in a creative world, and I've already fallen in love with the way it works, the way it looks. So yeah, this is certainly the more inefficient way, but I have always been... Would it be form over function? Yeah, form over function. I've always been about how it looks more than about how it properly works. So it doesn't really matter if it's not the most efficient, as long as it works and looks good as well. That's always been my motto. So now we're going to carry up this dropper stack. We're actually nearly finished. Like that. And then we'll place the glass block back. We're also going to need to place a couple of these just to stop the items from spewing out. Because when they shoot through the glass, they like fly up into the air a little bit. So we need to do that. Oh, I've fallen in. Rats. That's good. Now we can start work on the circuitry down here that will control the hopper tower. So let us see. Where does it start? Here. Unfortunately, we need to be one block lower, and I don't really see a way for us to do that. There we have it. You can kind of see my solution there was just to build a giant line from that thing over there. We're going to need to clear ourselves some space here to work. Take away a bit of our little scaffolding there, and then let's get to work. So we start with like a little platform here, a 2x3 platform. And this will house our timer that will our repeater timer. I don't really call it what its name is. We also need another repeater, which I'll have to go craft. Basically, it goes like this, and then there'll be a repeater here. There'll be a piston here, And we need some redstone as well. Look at me, got no resources at all. Uh-oh, something I didn't think about. We have not lit this place up at all. Poop, poop, poop. There's a creeper on all my redstone. Poop, poop, poop. I've only got 2 torches, that's not going to be enough to light it up. Rats. I don't want the skeleton to hit the creeper because they can fight each other now, can't they? Or something like that in 1.9. Yes. That's good. It's good. It's all good. Okay, so we've got our sticky piston. That's what I was off running to get then. This isn't lit up either. I just realised. Let's put a torch down quickly. So the sticky piston goes here. Like that. So when this is active, when when there's something in this hopper, this piston will be upright. It'll be erect. Oh, I'm so immature. Like so. So there is something in the hopper at the moment. The hopper's completely full, which means that we do this. Let's take that out. We don't need any unnecessary things. We put that there. So basically what this means is, say that there's nothing in the hopper, that torch will light and it will invert this and it will pull the piston down, which will stop. Because I'm just trying, this is the only reason I'm doing this is to save like server memory, because if this is just repeating over and over again needlessly, then it's going to waste the RAM, or I don't know how servers work. It's going to waste something if I just have this running forever. So this is just so that if there's nothing in this, then it won't actually be running. And then that is nearly done. There'll be another piece of redstone here. I'm not going to turn this on just yet. And then from this piece of redstone, we do a clever little bit. I was well impressed that I actually figured this is all like, this bit here is all like my redstone. Why don't let me place it there? There we go. How on earth did I place something there? Oh, I'm in the torch, that's why. I must have been clipping with that. So we do this. And then we just pillar up like so. Once. Choking on my own spit there, that's disgusting. Oh, we pillar up like this. Torch. All the way up to the top. Okay, well, assuming that I did everything correctly there, this should be now fully operational. Obviously, I don't have the water in just yet. We'll need to do that at some point very quickly. I need a quick way down. How do I get down? To here, maybe? No. No, I just want to get down to the lower level. Why can't I do this? Go up here. We'll just jump off. It's fine. Oh, there's an item. Item made it up. That works then. Because obviously, as I was placing the torches, it was working. So we place that down there. Flip this to subtract. It works. Yes, we've got ourselves a successful item elevator there. Now we've got to run all the way back up and check that it's actually spitting them out at the top. Obviously, they won't be moving anywhere yet because, like I said, we don't have the water streams in. However, yes, look at this. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water and place it down, and we'll see what we've got left to do. I've just remembered that I actually have a ton of ice up here. Where's all my ice gone? This one? Yeah, there it is. So we can just grab, after making buckets and like traveling nearly back to spawn or whatever to get some water, I realized I've got tons of ice over here that I can just use to make water instead. So, let's see, we've got it. Oh, there's loads of them up here. Look at this. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but we don't need fast. That'll wash them down to there. And then this one will wash them all the way down to the very end. I'm actually probably getting in the way. I'm picking up a few things. Right, we should be able to see them disappearing into their respective. So the string went into this one here then. Brilliant. It's working! We actually made something that works. Let's see if we can see anything going in. So we've got 23 in there. 50 bones. That's working. 51 bones. It works. It's brilliant. Alright, we've got to be careful as well because some of these are trap chests and trap chests don't work while you're looking in them. So if I look in some of these chests, they'll end up in the top ones or something. So, but anyway, it's working. It's working brilliantly. I could not be happier right now, guys. We finally got ourselves a working storage system. Oops, some things are falling out. We can just solve this by closing up the stream completely here. There we go. Obviously, it's quite an ugly monstrosity at the moment, but it's our ugly monstrosity, and next episode we'll be working on fixing it. I'm going to duplicate it over to the other side now. There we have it. That's the completed second one. I'm pretty sure it's still working. Yeah, it's working fine. One thing I did notice with this one over here is that every now and again, I see the arrows there as well. They're not actually being sorted properly. I'm not too sure what's doing that. I guess the only thing I can guess is that maybe it's they were coming up too fast, like too many arrows were coming in quicker than the hopper could sort it. That's the only kind of thing I can think of. I don't think that would be the case because it only comes up one at a time. I'm not sure what was causing that, but everything else seems to be working fine. Obviously these witch chests aren't really filling up that much. But yeah, it's ugly. We're going to have to remove the scaffolding, but next episode we'll sort it out. We'll make it look a little bit better. There's one last thing that I want to do, and that is to quickly go up here. Oops, I think I missed. Yes, it did. And that one missed as well. Oh, goodness me. There we go, we made it up. So the last thing I wanted to do was restart. Finally. There we go. That should now be working. I'm pretty sure this is probably broken in here. I'll have a quick peek. Yeah, it's completely broken. Oh wait, no, maybe. Yeah, it is, yeah. So what should be happening is one side should be all water while the other is not water, and the other side should be not water while the other is water. But like, you can see that some of them are water and some of them aren't. Like some of these places are not watered, and yeah. So we'll have to come up here again, and when I'm offline, when I'm not recording, I'll do some maintenance on that. Just fix it up, make sure it's all working properly. There's another creeper there in our redstone. But I'm very pleased with this. It's very good to have it running again. And here's some beautiful mob deaths. And now we can watch up close and personal as well because we changed this. But obviously it won't be working at maximum efficiency at the moment because there is a lot of glitches in there, and obviously there's a couple of creepers around here somewhere that will probably be messing with the spawn rates. I see him there actually now. How are we going to get rid of him? I don't know. We'll figure it out. So guys, we've done a lot today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed a more productive episode. Are these still going? These should be starting to generate some stuff. That seems to be fine. I don't really know. We'll keep an eye on it, on the gunpowder issue. But I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.